Hi everyone, today we are going to make this really pretty unicorn chair bow using 3-inch ribbon. And the main thing that people always ask me is how do I get the tails so neat, and I've already partially started this a little bit just to make it the tutorial quicker. But you have the solid colour in 74 centimetres and the pattern colour in 70 centimetres, and all the descriptions will be in the measurements be in the descriptions below. But as you can see, I've already cut the tails on this one, and we're going to do it on this one, and I've already heat creased both the centres so that they're all nice and in a line. And then I also made myself this little template with just over 3-inch wide, and I cut the pattern that I'd want my tail designs in and made sure I sort of stuck to 1 inch for each sort of curve. And then what I've done is you line up your layers if they're not quite even, because this will always help because they're not there, as you can see. Trim them so that they're both in a line, because that's the main thing. Take your little template like this, place that on just above the tip. This is what's known as a threader pen, so it's like what's known as a heat thread pen, and basically the second you put heat on it wherever you've drawn, it will vanish. So we can use this pen and make very clear cut line with our template. Put that out of the way for a moment. So there we go, nice clear lines. We're keeping our ribbon together and hold it nice and tight so that your layers are together and we're cutting both at the same time. And then use a very sharp pair of scissors and follow your guide that you've just cut. Okay, and you can see a little bit of blue still left, but don't worry because I will show you in a minute. I've got the lighter because we're going to seal this now. And the blue clear bit of the flame, you just go round, and as you can see, all of those blue bits that we just had there are all now gone. And we've got both sides exactly the same, all nice and tidy. And then what we want to do is, this is the bottom one, we want to make sure that both our layers are both got the tails, we've got them this way up. And on the solid ribbon we're going to put a little bit of a glue line, well, apologies, me, on the pattern ribbon where I've done that blue line, I'm going to put, just hold everything nicely in place, just the thinnest layer of glue. And then we're going to join those together in the middle like this. And then when you do your tails, as you can see, if we were to turn it this way, the tails are going to be the wrong way round. So what you want to do is flip it so that when you're making the bow, the tails are like this, so that they fall like on here. But we've got to do a little bit more work first. Okay, so now I have my little ruler, and the threader pen again, and again this is the centre line. I want to use that as a guide because we are going to fold this in at the same height and both the same places on both sides. We want to do it at 3 inches, so 3 inches that side, 3 inches this side. And then the other one that I'm going to do is 1 up, 1 inch up which is 3 centimetres or 7.5 centimetres either side. Okay. And then we have some of these salon clips, because again these are going to work in place for our hands to keep everything nice and centered and nicely in place, because this ribbon that I have, the solid ribbon, happens to be just a couple of millimeters bigger than the pattern. So when I do my folds, I like to have it so that when I put my ribbon lined up, you'll see that you can see the little bit either. So I always like to make sure that that's where it needs to be. So we want to fold down at that 3-inch corner. We want to place it so that it's coming right over that 1-inch point. And then we're going to put some clips here. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing this side. We're going to make sure that our ribbon is lined up so we've got that little teeny tiny pop of the solid colour from behind, and that we're folding right on that 3-inch mark, and that we are again hitting that 1-inch upturn. And then the other thing that I do with my roller is take it all the way along and make sure that the whole thing, so you triangle this side and you triangle here when we're going to put the stitches in, are in alignment, and that like one side's not drifted to the left or to the right, anything like that. And if they were a little bit off, you could just adjust it slightly, but if they line up nicely so that you have this, you're now ready to put your creases in. We want to do 10 stitches to get 5 creases, and we're going to start right at the triangle at the bottom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up through the top. Okay, so that's 10 in, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 stitches equals 5 creases. And at this point, we can say bye to our clips because we no longer need those to hold things in place. If you can see still them, you just do a little heat run over like that. Or if you've got straighteners nearby, you can hold them near there until the marks fade. But we are going to go around at least twice. Get that nice and tight. And then stitch that off in the back, and then cut off our excess thread, and you should end up with your really pretty double layered chair bow. Now if you wanted to just do a chair bow like this, two-toned, nice pattern with your nice cut tails that's nice and even, then you can literally just add your clip on and add your centre, and you don't need to do anything else. If you want to make it a chair bow, like a unicorn chair bow like we're going to, then you can carry on watching. And I have some matching 9mm ribbon. Don't forget to heat to seal as normal. We're going to wrap this around the centre twice. Open our clip, hold it down for a second, move your tails out the way, round once, open your clip, round twice, open your clip, heat seal, touch of glue, open, glue down, and then here I have got, well, I should have on my desk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers, a unicorn horn, and 2 sequin ears. So I got these from AliExpress. You can get them from a few different places. There's a few suppliers in the UK, and I'm sure there's plenty of suppliers in the UK. Got a unicorn horn. Now these do have a seal down the back, so I tend to make sure that that lines up there. And then I've got these foam roses here, which are pink, but you can use any sort of flower. The idea is when we glue down these ears, it's going to sort of have like that harsh line. So basically the flowers are used to sort of hide that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take the horn, and we're just going to put some glue on that felt circle that comes handily attached to the bottom. Make sure your line, as I said, is at the back, so facing backwards towards the clip. Stick that right in the middle of your clip on the top. Then we're going to put a touch of extra glue here and here. So there and there. And then we're going to pinch this around the horn as well. Okay, and then we're going to take our ears, and they sort of naturally fall left to the right. And you want some glue along the curve, and you want to do it so that your ears sort of from the corner to here, and then we're going to repeat the other side. And I tend to follow the line of that sort of tail on that side. Give it a little press down so you know it's going to stick. There we go. And then the last thing we want to do is hide all of that harsh line. So we're going to take the roses, start in the centre so that you've got sort of guide that you're not doing too many one side or the other, and start right in the middle to hide that first one, and then you just follow it along the edge of here with glue in the bottoms. Get them quite close together. Without sort of overcrowding them too much. You don't want like any gaps, because the idea is to hide everything, not make it look more messy. If that makes sense. last one. And look how well it matches the roses on the ribbon print. And if you want to know where the ribbon's from, it is from Jo from Love Your Crafts. I have every colour in this range, from the purple to this pink. And thank you for watching, everyone, and hopefully you enjoyed watching this beautiful unicorn chair bow tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.